Hello viewers, welcome to UN Digital Class. In today's lecture, I am going to discuss about Kerberos. Now, let us start. First of all, what is Kerberos? Kerberos is an authentication protocol and at the same time a KDC, that is the Key Distribution Center, that has become very popular. Which means Kerberos is nothing but it is an authentication protocol. And this Kerberos is also act as a key distribution center. Next, several systems including Windows 2000 uses Kerberos, and originally designed at MIT, it has gone through several versions. That means this Kerberos protocol used in several systems like Windows 2000, and it is originally developed by the MIT. Next, servers of Kerberos. Three servers are involved in the Kerberos protocol. First one is the authentication server, second one is the ticket granting server, then third one is the real server. First of all, we discuss about the authentication server, that is AS. The authentication server is the KDC in the Kerberos protocol. Each user register with the AS and it is granted a user identity and a password. That means in Kerberos protocol there are three different servers are used. First one is the authentication server, and this authentication server act as the key distribution center. When a user wants to communicate with other user, first of all the user register with this authentication server. For registering with authentication server, it provides its own identity and the password. Next, the authentication server has a database with these identities and the corresponding password, which means when a user register with the authenticated server by providing its identity and the password, then in authentication server there is a database which stores the identity of the user along with its password. Next, the authentication server verifies the user, issue a session key to be used between Alice and the TGS. TGS is the ticket granting server, and send a ticket for the TGS. That means when the authentication server verifies the user, at that timing it sends a session key which is used between the user and the ticket granting server, and it also sends a ticket for the TGS. Next, ticket granting server. The ticket granting server, that is TGS, issue a ticket for the real server Bob, and it also provides the session key, that is KAB, between Alice and Bob, which means the ticket granting server always provides a ticket for the Bob, that is the real server, and here it also provides a session key which is used between the Alice and Bob who wants to communicate between them. Next, Kerberos has separated user verification from the issuing of ticket, and in this way, though Alice verifies her ID just once with the authenticated server, she can contact the TGS multiple times to obtain tickets for different real server. Which means here, first of all the user verified by the authentication server, that is AS. In the next step, this user also verified by the ticket granting server, that is TGS. And here once the user verified by the authentication server, then that server can access the TGS multiple times to get the ticket for different server. Next, real server. The real server, that is Bob, provides service for the user Alice. That means in our example, we use Alice as the user and Bob as the real server. Next, Kerberos is designed for a client server program such as FTP, in which a user uses the client process to access the server process. Next, Kerberos is not used for person-to-person authentication. which means here Bob is the real server, or you can say that that is the data server, and Alice is the user. Then next, when Kerberos works, it basically works for the client server program, where the client send the request to the server and the server process that request and reply to the server. But this Kerberos does not used for the person to person authentication. Next, Kerberos servers. Now look at this figure. In this figure, here the user Alice and here the server Bob. That means in our example we use Bob as the server, that is the real server, and Alice is our user. And look at here, this is our KDC, and this KDC is nothing but that is the key distribution center, which contains authentication server, that is AS, and TGS, which is the ticket granting server. Now look at the first step. In the first step, user Alice send a request for ticket to the authenticated server. That means in this first step, the user send a request to the authentication server, and first of all it register with this authentication server by sending its own identity and the password. Then now look at the second step. In the second step, the authentication server send a message to the user Alice, or send a reply to the user Alice, and in this reply it sends Alice session key. That means here it sends a session key which is used between the Alice and the ticket granting server, and it also sends a ticket for the TGS. That means the authentication server send the Alice, which contains two things. One is the session key, which is used between the Alice and the TGS, and another one is the ticket for TGS. Here in third step, Alice send request, and that request for the ticket of Bob. Now look at here, this request is sent to the ticket granting server. That means here in this step, Alice send a request to the ticket granting server for getting the ticket of the Bob. Now here this is the step 4. In the step 4, the TGS, that is a ticket granting server, send the ticket for the Bob and a session key which is used between the Alice and Bob, and this message is sent to the Alice. That means when the Alice request for a ticket to the TGS, then the TGS send it a reply, and the reply contains a session key which is used between the Alice and Bob and a ticket for the Bob. When Alice receives this message, then the Alice send a request for access to the Bob, that is to the server. Then in the sixth step, when the server get the request from the Alice, then it grant that request for accessing the server, which means basically in the Kerberos it is basically used for the authentication, and here the user must be authenticated, and for this authentication the user first register in the authenticated server by providing its user identity and the password. Then when the user try to access the server, first of all the user must be verified by the authentication server. Then the user send a request to the ticket granting server for getting the ticket of a server. That means before accessing the server, the user must get a ticket for that server, so that by using that ticket the user can access the server. This is the client server process which is basically used in our Kerberos. Next, operation of Kerberos. Now look at this figure. In this figure, here is our user, that is Alice, and here is our KDC, that is the key distribution center, and the key distribution center contains the authentication server and the ticket granting server. Now look at the first step. In the first step, the user Alice send a request to the authentication server, and that request contains the user Alice identity and its password. That means when the user send a request to the authentication server and that request contains the identity and the password, and when the authentication server get that request, first of all it matches this identity with the password which is stored in its database. If the identity and password are correct, then the authentication server gives reply to the user. Now look at the second step. In the second step, the authentication server gives a reply message, and this reply message is encrypted by using a session key, that is KAAS. That means it is a key, symmetric key of the Alice. Now this message contains two things. One is the session key which is used between the Alice and the ticket granting server, and another one is the ticket for TGS, that means ticket for ticket granting server, and this ticket is encrypted by using the symmetric key of the TGS, and it contains a key that is ATGS and the username that is Alice, which means when the user Alice receives this message from the authentication server, then the Alice does not know about this key, that is the KAAS. Simply Alice type its own password. When Alice type its own password, then this password and some algorithm both generates this key, that is KAAS. After that, the process uses this key and decrypts this message. When this message is decrypted, then Alice retrieves the session key, that is ATGS, and the ticket for TGS. Now look at the step 3. In step 3, when the user Alice receives the secret key or the session key, that is the ATGS and the ticket for TGS, these two things are received in step 2 from the authentication server. After receiving these two things, then the user A gives a message to the ticket granting server. That is in our third step. Here in our third step, when the user A sends a message to the ticket granting server, this message contains three things. First one is the ticket for TGS, which is received from the authentication server in step 2. Then second thing is the real server name, that is Bob, and third thing is one of the session key, that is T. That means in third step the user sends three things to the ticket granting server. Next, when the ticket granting server receives these three things, then the ticket granting server gives a reply to the user. Now look at the step 4. In step 4, the ticket granting server sent two tickets. One is the ticket for Alice, another one is the ticket for Bob. Here the ticket for Alice is encrypted by using the key, that is KATGS, and here the ticket for Bob is encrypted by using the key, that is KTGSB. That means this key is the session key which is only known to the TGS and the Bob, and here this key is only known to the TGS and the Alice. If the attacker take this message from the network, then the attacker cannot decrypt this message, because for decrypting this message the attacker must have to know about this key, but this key is only known to the Alice and the TGS. That means the Alice can only decrypt this message and get the ticket. Here similarly, this message also decrypted by using only the Bob, because the Bob only knows this key. When the Bob decrypt this message, the Bob get the ticket of the Bob. Next, look at the step 5. In step 5, user send a message to the server Bob. That means here this message contains the ticket for Bob, which means in step 4, when the ticket granting server send two tickets to the user Alice, and one ticket is the ticket for Alice and another ticket is ticket for Bob. When the user Alice receives this message, the user Alice keep its own ticket and it send the Bob ticket to the Bob. That means in step 5, the user Alice send the Bob ticket to the Bob along with a timestamp, that is T, and this timestamp is encrypted by using the key, that is KAB, and this is nothing but this is a session key which is only known to the Alice and Bob. Now look at the step 6. At the step 6, when the Bob, that is our server, receives this message, then the Bob takes its ticket and it sends reply to the Alice, that is another timestamp, by subtracting 1 from that timestamp, and that timestamp is encrypted by using the session key, that is KAB, and here this KAB is only known to the Alice and Bob. This is all about the operations of Kerberos. Here this diagram that means here this diagram describes how Kerberos actually works, and here how the user send a request to the server and the server gives reply to the user by using the Kerberos. Next, the difference between the version 4 and version 5 of Kerberos. Now look at the difference. Here the version 5 has a longer ticket lifetime than the version 4, and the version 5 allows tickets to be renewed. Next one is version 5 can accept any symmetry key algorithm, and fourth one is version 5 uses a different protocol for describing data types, and fifth difference is version 5 has more overhead than version 4. This is all about the Kerberos. In Kerberos, you must remember that Kerberos is nothing but it is an authentication protocol, and it also acts as a key distribution center, because this Kerberos distributes the secret key which is used between the sender and receiver. And here the Kerberos uses basically 3 servers. One is the authentication server, another one is the ticket granting server, and last one is the real server, or you can call it as data server. And here the authentication server always registers the user and verifies the user identity, and the ticket granting server always provides a ticket for accessing the real server. When the user gets the ticket from the ticket granting server, then it accesses the real server. If you have any doubt regarding this Kerberos, then you can ask me through comment. I will reply you and discuss about your doubt. Thank you for watching.